G'day punters, we're up to round 11. Where did the time go and what a fascinating round we do have. We've got a new coach, we've got footy in China and the great man Shane Crawford is going to find us a winner or two. So join us as we go inside 50. G'day punters and welcome to Tab's Inside 50. Nick Quinn joined by the superstar himself, the great Shane Crawford, as we break down all the big topics in footy. And let's start with Friday night footy. Will the Tiger train roll on?
Yes, it will. All aboard the Tiger train. They are up and about. The young kids are getting the job done, which is very, very important this time of the year. And then what do? They'll bring in Cochin and Revolt the second half of the season. And I think it's time not only to back the Tigers this week to have a win, although I think it'll be close, is to back them for the premiership. $6.50 on the tab odds, great value. They are clocking the wins. The grand finals played at the MCG, home ground. All aboard the Tiger train.
I couldn't agree more for a side that did win the flag 2 seasons ago and finished last season on top of the ladder at the home and away season. A terrific quote at $6.50. Dusty Martin just finding his mojo as well. There's a special around him and Basher Hooley. We move on to the massive game between Brisbane and Hawthorn. Lots of love in this one. You've got Luke Hodge up against Alistair Clarkson, and what better person to ask about it than you?
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. The Lions got the job done last year twice, which I have no doubt Alistair Clarkson would have on his whiteboard. Brisbane Lions, no, it's not going to happen again. Chris Fagan, the coach of the Brisbane Lions, knows Hawthorn really, really well. Although I reckon they'll be better prepared this time. I reckon they'll be ready to hit the ground running, and I think it's just going to be a real flip of the coin. I think the Hawks can get the job done. I have tipped against the Lions twice this year and lost, but I still think the Hawks can actually get it done up at the Gabba.
There we go, Alistair Clarkson to get one back over Hodgie and the Hawks to get the 4 points. Now, my favourite segment, bin or win. I throw the topics at you. You like it, it's a win. You don't, we'll turf it in the bin. Tom Hawkins, another 4 goals last week. Can he kick 3 or more this week?
That's a win. Do I need to say any more? A good Finley boy. He's in red-hot form. He's not only kicking goals, he's actually feeding the ball off and bringing his teammates into play. He won't be doing that this week. I'll be calling him and saying, Tom, don't be doing that. Put it through the big sticks because we're going to back you for 3 or plus more goals.
Now, Gold Coast, they were terrific against Tom Hawkins and Geelong last week. Can they cover the line of 8 goals against GWS this week? Been
fantastic. GWS, what a very good side when they're up and about. Once they get their tails up, very, very hard to stop. So that for me is a bin.
Ooh.
No, I don't trust Gold Coast.
Geez, they're a hard man, Shane Crawford. And Travis Boak over in China, will he have 30 or more and kick a goal?
That's a bin.
Oh.
It's a long way to China, so that takes a bit out of your legs. I just think the Saints will put a hard run with him because he's been in red-hot form. So that, for me, is a bin.
OK, fair enough. We'll get on to your favourite segment. Now, you've made this your own. We had to rename it Crawf's Roughies. You were going so well. We've put it back to underdogs for just this week. Who do you like against the odds?
Well, I'm going to do it again. I've been on the Blues to be competitive all year, and they haven't let us down too bad.
Yeah, but they're not winning.
Well, that's right, but I've said no. They probably won't win, but they'll be very competitive. I'm backing them to win this week against the Bombers. Why? Why not? The Bombers have got so many injuries. Danaher, Dylan Shield, who's going to be out. You've got Stringer, who's out. Fantasia. That just rocks your side big time. So if the Blues can come with the right attitude, actually kick some through the big sticks, I think they can have a really win, and that'll put a lot of pressure on the coach.
John Worsfold will be in huge trouble if they lose this game to Carlton, and so might their 2019 season. We're at the Coleman Medal. 1 or 2 players over the odds?
Well, I think Josh Kennedy's unbelievable value at $15 on the tab odds. He's only like 11 or 12 behind. Hasn't really hit form yet. I just got a feeling that West Coast are really going to come with a run, and I just think Josh Kennedy's going to be right up there. So $15, just sit back for the rest of the year and watch your money grow, because I really think he can be there at the end.
Yeah, fair enough too, and we know what a great record he does have in the Coleman record. Now, the player-focused Brodie Grundy, yes, you told us a fortnight ago to take the $17 for the Brownlow. His odds have subsequently halved. He had 64 hit-outs last week, possibly best on ground. Will he have 50 or more this week?
Yes, good on Brodie Grundy. He's just an amazing endurance athlete. Not only does he dominate around the stoppages, but then he runs like a midfielder and gets it. He's got the long hair. Didn't get the votes in the Brownlow last year when he probably should have. Steele Sidebottom took them off him. That's why he hasn't been tapping the ball so much to Steele. So I think this year Brodie's going to get those threes when he probably didn't last year. So He, for me, is going to be a great watch Brownlow middle night.
So your number 1 seed's Patrick Cripps, number 2 Brodie Grundy?
Yeah, great Quinella at the moment. But as you know, each week it can change.
Yeah, we're not even halfway through yet. But it's fascinating Brownlow this year because I don't think it'll be as clear-cut as we've seen in years gone by. We get on to the sealer. We're 5 goals up. We're kicking with the win. Slot one through the middle with your best bet.
All right, here we go. Brisbane have been tough up at the Gabba for me this year. Hard watch, but I'm backing the Hawks. Not to win the whole match, although I do think they can win, but to win the first quarter. $2.05 on the tab odds. Brisbane are coming back from Western Australia, had a Sunday night game which went right to the wire. The Hawks have had an extra day. They lost 2 matches to Brisbane last year. Motivation-wise, they're going to be hitting them hard early, and I think they'll win the first quarter at least. So that, for me, is the sealer and the dealer.
Just like you, a little bit different, but I like it. Hopefully can get the cash. I'm going to take another 4-leg multi, take Richmond, Geelong, Collingwood, GWS, double your money. What could possibly go wrong? And join us again next week on Inside 50.